months gone by, and that means we've got some fan mail to open. We'll kickstart things with this package right here from frequent fan mailer. Whoa, that was exciting. Daniel Skinner. What do we have in here? We got a few Blu-rays. First off, we've got The Devil's Backbone. I believe that is a Guillermo del Toro film? Yes, one of his earlier films. I have not seen it yet, and this is a Criterion Collection edition, so the fancy kind. So hopefully we'll get a Guillermo del Toro ranking this year when his Pinocchio film comes out. I wanted to do one last year, but his new movie came out right at the busiest time possible where it just wasn't feasible to do. Next up, we have Barbed Wire, the Pamela Anderson comic book movie from the late 90s. I haven't seen it, but when the movie did come out, it was quite the buzz at the time. And then we have Minority Report, the Tom Cruise sci-fi film directed by the Steven Spielberg and based off the writings of Philip K. Dick, that's a pretty great combination right there of things. Philip K. Dick write all these short stories and novels that just like had these really great concepts that kind of bended our understanding of reality and technology that had an adventure to them. Combine that with Spielberg at his prime and Tom Cruise at his prime. Tom Cruise has kind of been in his prime for 40 years, but put them all together and you just get a great little film. All right, what do we got down here? Then we have a letter from Sean Wheat. Let's see what we've got in here. Okay, simple note. Says, Sean Chandler rocks. My mother agrees. Hopefully my wife does too. And then we have, I guess, a question. Which of these actors has done the most for cinema? You can only choose one. Willem Dafoe, Kelsey Grammer, Kevin Costner. Which has done the most for cinema? Say Kelsey Grammer is easily in last because I think he's most famous for television. He's done a little bit of acting in film, but very minor. I don't know what he's done that's been a major contribution to cinema. So Kelsey Grammer is in last and like way back over there last. I think second on there of those actors would be Willem Dafoe, who is a fantastic actor, who has a career that's spanned at least 35 years at this point in time of being a leading man, character actor, all of it. He's done blockbusters, he's done indie, he's great no matter what he's in, but he's just an actor. And then last one on here, who's in first would be Kevin Costner. And the reason Kevin Costner gets first is because he's also directed a Best Picture. In which case you have an actor who has a 40-year-long career, who has been starring in movies, blockbusters, smaller things, dramas, popcorn films, thrillers, comedies, and a lot of baseball movies. But he also directed Dances with Wolves. And so then his career just, I think, when you're talking about contributions to cinema, the more things you've done, the more contribution you've made to cinema as a whole. And if you're someone that's directed a Best Picture, that's a big contribution to cinema. So when you combine that with also a 40-year-long acting career, you can compare who has the better acting career, Willem Dafoe or Kevin Costner. That's up for debate, but one of them is directed a Best Picture, and that's Kevin Costner. So he, in my mind, clearly comes out on top. And then we have this big box right here. Actually, thank you so much for the note, the kind words, and there's my answer to your question. Let me remind you, what was your name again? Oh, Sean. How did I forget your name? You get the name Sean. It's a fantastic name. Next, we got a big old box from Marcus Hudgens. What do we have in here? Just looking at the beginning, already pretty excited about this. First off, we have got Minnie Puff from Ghostbusters Afterlife. Right before this, I shot my Blu-ray haul video, and I just talked about how much I love Ghostbusters Afterlife, and one of the big standout, or probably the funniest scene in the movie, would go to the mini pups. There was just such a nice little moment. So that is awesome. What else do we have in here? Then we have, it's a toy from Ron's Gone Wrong. This is this interesting one for our family, because I haven't seen Ron's Gone Wrong yet, but everyone else in my family has. I don't remember if I was out of town or what happened, but they watched Ron Gone Wrong while I was away, and so then they really enjoyed it, but I haven't checked it out yet. Now, actually, when I bought a bunch of the movies that I got at my Blu-ray haul, we almost bought that one, but we'd already picked up a few other things, and it was on a streaming service, so we didn't pick it up for that reason, but that one was very popular. So we got several of these Ron's Gone Wrong figures in here. We also have, so this one was Gamer Action B-Bot, and then C Action Cat Action Bot. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know the difference between the two of them. Okay, and then we have, another mini puff with the headphones. We got two mini puffs, one cappuccino cup, and one is with the headphones. Very, very cool. And then we have two of these guys, and then we have, make sure didn't miss anything. That's just the bottom of the box. We do have 3 Blu-rays in here. First up is Chasing Mavericks, a film starring Gerard Butler. I don't think I've even heard of this one. Interesting. Elizabeth Shue. Fascinating. So there's one that I haven't heard about, so that could be an interesting one to check out, since I know absolutely nothing about it. Next one, John Dies at the End. I have heard of this one, but I have not seen this film and don't know much about it, but John Dies at the End. And so it looks exciting because it's a bunch of sci-fi action-y type stuff. And the last one, Old Henry, a Western that this is another one that I don't think I've heard of before, but got an interesting cast to it, and it looks like a fun one, or not. I don't know if fun's the right word to describe it, but a solid Western. But I don't think I've heard of that one up to that point in time. So thank you so much for that. That is very, very cool. I got a full spectrum of fun stuff: movies, Funkos, as well as Ron's Gone Wrong figures as well, and that was from Marcus. Final one on here is another package from Daniel Skinner, and is it 2 from Daniel Skinner, or is this? I'm not sure if this is 2 from Daniel Skinner or 1 from Daniel Skinner and 1 from someone else that just got rubber band on them, but this one at least is from the Daniel Skinner. Don't cut myself. Grody. What do we have in here? Okay, we have Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl on 4K. This is just a package like exploded in the air on 4K. This is just a great adventure. If you're young, you probably don't even remember, or you wouldn't know how big of a deal this film was. I'm sorry, my nose has started itching, and then right as my nose started itching and kind of running a little bit, that thing exploded, and now it's tickling my nose every time I breathe. But when this movie came out, it was such a big deal, because it was like, Pirates of the Caribbean, a ride is a movie? What's kind of going on here? And Johnny Depp was well known. It's not like he was a nobody, but he wasn't this A-list blockbuster guy. He did a lot of weird dramas and Tim Burton films, but not big blockbusters. And then the trailer was actually really good. And so we went to go see it, and it was just one of these movies that everybody loved. It was such a special film, and we fell in love with Jack Sparrow. And in the early, it was like when you have 5 of them, and it feels like they dragged it out too long, and some of them are really subpar and forgettable, and why are we still doing this? It diminishes the impact and the memory of just how special this movie really was when it first came out. It immediately propelled Johnny Depp into this other category. Just immediately overnight, he went from well-respected actor known for doing some weird stuff to A-list guy, and he stayed there for about 15 years. And the last 5 years, obviously, things have changed, and a number of things that kind of happened there for the trial going on, all the wackiness, insanity, and defamation, and whatever that is. But like this movie right here radically transformed his career when he was like 40 years old, which is pretty wild. So anyway, you've probably seen it. It's not like Pirates of the Caribbean is this obscure film or anything like that. But it's like a movie that it's just tough to describe it, because Johnny Depp went on to do all these other movies where he's just doing Jack Sparrow and other films. It's just all this kind of overshadowed how cool that movie was when it first came out. And this is the one that I'm not sure if this is another Daniel Skinner or if it's from someone else. All right, we have a note, so I believe this is probably from someone else. This is from Kurt. Thank you so much, Kurt. I will read the note. Alrighty, so basically, he sent me Field of Dreams and basically said that he lives in the area where Field of Dreams was shot. And in the same way that I recently did a video talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films being shot around here, that's kind of what it's like for him with Field of Dreams. I love Field of Dreams. This is one of these early kind of serious drama movies that I remember. And I don't talk about it much on my channel, but I played baseball when I was growing up, and my dad was into baseball. And so it's a movie about fathers and sons and their relationships. Baseball was one of the things that bonded my dad and I. And so that was just a really neat little thing. So I love this movie. It is such a special film, and that's cool that it kind of ties back. And then he asked if I can sign this shirt and send it back to him, which that is absolutely something that I can do. If you want me to sign something for you, just need to make sure you include a self-addressed stamped, whatever you need to do, deal, so I can sign it and just make it nice and easy. I'm very forgetful. I'm not very administrative, so I forget things like that. But yeah, I can absolutely sign this. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that real quick with the shirt, so I can't do it on camera, but I can absolutely do that and then send this to you. Thank you guys so much for your generosity, whether it's writing a kind note, seeing a movie, thinking of me, sending it to me, or even just some fun. It's just fun to be able to sign things for people as well. The Funkos, all of it. Or just if you're watching, it means the world to me that you care enough to watch my content, comment, all of that fun stuff. So truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and keep talking movies and TV too much. Bye-bye.